As Scuderia AlphaTauri, we have a rich heritage as an Italian team since 1985, owned by Red Bull since 2005. In Formula One, you have very few tests, a couple of tests in February. And in that condition, the software and the platform Siemens provide is vital for us. The chassis of the car is one of the most sophisticated parts for safety reason, but even for performance reason. And you need to start working on that immediately when you can. Even if you don't have all the information, we start the production. Before then, we spend 3 months to produce a good chassis. With the Siemens software, we are able to do that in 1 month. That gives you a lot of advantage. The seat back is very important for the safety of the driver because in case of crash, the marshal can use the seat back to extract the body of the driver, but it's not only that. It's a part of the car that delivers performance, so the driver feels all the vibration, the acceleration when he's steering through it, because the driver can say what is feeling and we can modify the car settings to allow him to score more points.
Before to think how to design the racing seat, you have to think how to fit the driver into the car. It is like an handmade tailored suit in terms of helmet position in order to be legal and safe. In terms of a back position, in order to be as low as possible, because you don't need to have any lateral movement between the driver, the seat and the car. We design a larger seat, then we make a sort of bag full of resin in which we fit the driver, and then we scan it, and once we are on NX, we start to design the seat. The process itself, from an external point of view, it could be very simple, but through Siemens products, it becomes smarter. This year, the chassis is changed completely, so the visibility has to be simulated on CAD before to make the direct fitting. And the tools that are inside NX are very useful because you can replicate exactly the angle of visibility through the camera. And you can scale that mannequin according to the anthropometric measure of the driver.
As a structural engineer, our part is to evaluate the strength and the stiffness of the part. Because the driver's seat needs to be strong enough to support the external loads and stiff enough to make a proper interaction between driver and chassis and the rest of the car. We use Siemens Simcenter for the generation of the finite element model and to generate the load and boundary conditions. Simcenter can give us information about the strength and stiffness of the structure by a sort of fringe of colors. Each colors represent a state of stress of this or of displacement of the part. Structural engineers use this information to understand the real behavior of the structure. Our target is to make this part strong as possible, stiff as possible, but first of all, the weight has to be optimized. Simcenter help us to calculate the part in a fast way and using same platform for all of people involved in the project is the best.
We work with Fibersim to achieve a perfect connection between the FIA results to the real lamination. When you have a material, you need to cut a shape of the plies that must be laminated on the mold. The extra material that you apply all around is a cost. So we need to be sure that the material that we provide to the laminate must be less as much as possible, otherwise the cost will be completely out of control. The carbon part is an handmade. So we need to be sure that the first one is the same like the last one. So it's the reason why we use Fibersim, because we save time during the production process with the drape simulation, and we can prepare applies that is the same for all the lamination. We use the laser to project the boundary of the plies directly on the cast. But also in the meantime, with Fibersim, we gain benefit because we can perfectly know what's happening in the component. We know perfectly the standard of every plies, so we follow every single plies on the process. We will not know what's happened during the lamination, but if we are able to prevent every single problem before, because we live in the same platform, from NX to Simcenter to Fibersim, we save time.
The problem in Formula 1 especially, but even on the standard car, is that you need to produce the same part with the same quality at the same time, and so it need to be constant. If you use the same suite, if the suite calculates everything for you from the CAD part to the production line, then you end up with the 100% top quality part, and that will deliver performance at the track. That's the point.